With the move to scrap interest on federal student loans, new relief for those struggling to get by.
They cut on like groceries and like laundry, water bill, lighting bill, everything.
It's like minimum like $13 now just for like a meal, and like especially just working minimum wage, like it kind of like costs a lot.
Like it's really expensive to be here and be a student and have all those fees of paying tuition and also trying to like not be hungry.
As the price of food, gas, and just about everything soars, students and low-income workers have been the hardest hit. They're among those receiving new federal help.
These measures are targeted. It's worthy to do. But of course, we also have to be careful around, the total spend.
Too much spending would run counter to the Bank of Canada's efforts to bring down stubborn inflation, which is also plaguing Canadians who won't get extra supports.
Diapers jumped about $10 a box.
Charlene Como has a big family living under one roof. Times are tight, and they've cut way back.
We're not shopping as much. Absolutely not doing any restaurants, eating out. We're just making all of our meals at home, taking our lunch to work.
Costs are rising, and her paycheck isn't keeping up.
At this point, I'm feeling like I need to get another job, like a second job, just to make it a little bit easier for us.
That anxiety is being echoed across the country. Today, Ottawa warned a recession may take hold next year, though this economist says Canada has a buffer.
We're facing a very tight labor market, massive job vacancies. That is going to be a big shock absorber to making this smaller recession feel very different than perhaps past recessions.
Still, there are risks ahead. How much financial pain Canadians will feel will depend on whether higher interest rates have their desired effect of slowing the economy without tanking it entirely. Nisha Patel, CBC News, Toronto.
From the cost of living crisis to fears of a recession, so there is a lot of uncertainty out there. To help us make sense of it all, we've asked Deputy Prime Minister Chrystia Freeland to join us tonight. Minister, thank you for making the time. You characterized it as this country facing either a slowdown or a recession. And I'm curious what factors here at home or unfolding abroad will ultimately determine, you think, which way it will go?
Really, the key issue is how persistent inflation is and how high rates go around the world.
But what will determine that? This is what I'm trying to drill down on here. What are the things that you're watching for that sort of keep you staring at the ceiling at night? Is it the war?
Yeah. Okay, look. Russia's invasion of Ukraine, a huge factor. What we are seeing in China with COVID zero policy, a big impact. The impact on the global economy of this synchronized raising of interest rates by the central banks in all of the world's big economies. We've never had something quite like this before. And that's why there is a lot of uncertainty out there. And that's why, as you said, Adrienne, in our fall economic statement, we have our base case scenario, which is a soft landing, and no country in the world is better positioned than Canada to achieve that. But we're also saying, we know there is uncertainty, that is real, and so we have looked at what would happen if things are a little worse than that.
And just briefly, in the event reality proves to be worse than your worst case scenario, what are the cards you have left?
Well, those same fundamentals. The fundamentals being we are very strong going into this, very strong employment picture, and that matters so much because that determines how individual households, individual families get through this. We have been charting a fiscally responsible course. That means we're keeping our powder dry, and we're doing that for a reason. We're doing that just in case things do get really tough. And that means, we have some money there and we'll be able to support Canadians as much as they need.
All right, Minister Freeland, thank you for taking the time.
Great talking to you.